Women will test you forever. I don't care if you haven't met her yet, you've been dating her for 10 years. The female test to men will never go away. And you have to understand the dark psychology behind their tests because you need to know how to pass. If you fail one of these tests, you could lose the girl forever. I've seen it happen many times. And so we're going to break down in this video different psychological tests that women do to men and how to pass them. Because you can't be out here putting in all this effort into dating women and fumbling them because you don't know the tests they're putting you through. We got to smarten up. So number one is the social proof test. This one's a little bit tricky. This test is when you've been seeing a girl for a few weeks, maybe even a few months. And she's going to say something along the lines of, are you seeing other women? Who are you with? What are you doing at blank? And she's going to test the social proof around your desirability. She's going to see how you respond when you're put on the spotlight. Are you seeing other women? And this is before you're exclusive, obviously. So you're not doing anything wrong, but it's still a test. And any guy can attest this that's been through this. It's a difficult test to pass because basically men think there's two options. They think there's only the option of saying absolutely not or yes and being completely straightforward. Let me tell you the problem with both of those approaches and what the best approach is for this exact question. When you tell a woman, I am seeing other women, they will probably leave, even if you're not exclusive with her, because they feel humiliated. They feel embarrassed. They feel like they have no respect for themselves because you're so upfront about it. Women don't want to know reality, okay? They don't want to know the truth. They don't want to know the ins and outs. They want to be shielded from reality. Even though they put you in a position to tell them the truth, they don't want to hear it. And that's what you're falling for. So you can't go direct because that's not going to work. If you go indirect and you're blatantly like, no, not at all, not at all, they will press you. They will press you. They will say you're lying and it will be a fight. And it may end well, it may not. So you can't go completely lying either. The best way I have done this to handle this test is I jokingly say, of course not. And you have to do this the right way. You have to make it light. You have to make them feel silly. You have to induce all these emotions because at the end of the day, all she really wants when she causes a fight with you, and especially in this moment, is just be comforted. They don't want the truth. They don't want to know. They don't want to go deep into this conversation. All they want is a little bit of emotional reassurance that you like them. That's what they want. Because if it was actually a genuine issue, they would actually bring it up. But this is a test that you have to know how to pass. And so what I will do if a woman's like, are you seeing other women? Like, were you on a date? Who are you with? I'll be like, shh. There's no reason to be like this. Okay? There's no reason to be like this. You know I like you. You know I'm with you. Take it easy. You notice how I didn't respond directly or indirectly. I didn't respond directly yes or no. I responded very vaguely and I made them feel good. And I didn't give them a truthful, straight to the point answer because they don't want it. They just want a little reassurance. And so I'll be playful with them. Maybe I'll tickle them. Be like, nothing to worry about here. Okay, let's take it easy. I'm sure you sound hungry. Let's get you a snack. Maybe it's time for nap time. And they laugh and they may push back a little. They may, no, I'm serious. Okay. All right. Let's reel this in. You're being silly, blah, blah, blah. They get over it because they can't help it. When I put them in this emotional state, they can't help but be happy and calm. You see what I did there? Number two, the compliance test. They will try at any stage of the situation, of the dynamic between you two, to get you to do things. And it will start very small, okay? It will start with, hold my purse, do this, pick up my things, blah, 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 blah. Don't be confused. This is a test. Don't be naive. This is a test. And women do all these tests subconsciously. Okay, so most of the time, they're not intelligent enough to be calculated. These are all instinctual, subconscious, emotional behavior. And you have to nip the compliance test in the butt because it will get worse and worse and worse. And as women see that they can get you to do things for them, they'll never stop until they're so bored of it. Because women get bored with power. They try to get the power, they get the power, they hate it. Because they know they should be dominated. They know they should be led. That's what's natural with nature. And so she will try until she gets it, then she'll hate you. And so it'll never be enough. The compliance test will never be enough. She'll want more and more and more and more until she's bored. So how do you handle it? You tell them no in a joking way. What you'll notice with handling tests is how we handle the test has to be from a place of creating emotion in them that disarms them. They will no longer press in a test when they are in a giddy mood. Like the social proof test, where I just made her laugh, I made her calm down, didn't take her serious. She's in a lighter mood. She can't press me. It's no different with the compliance test. And so if a woman tells me to grab her purse or something, I may grab the purse and then like put it on the ground. Because let's face it, you're not gonna win with me, okay? And I'll say a joke about it, I'll make her laugh. She needs to know I'm not doing these tests, okay? Oh yeah, I'll grab your purse on the ground, right? Good stuff. That's game. And then she'll look at me like, oh, he didn't do what I want him to do. And in the moment, she'll be emotional. But subconsciously, later on, she'll be so happy he didn't do what the fuck he told me to do. Trust me. Okay, number 3, this is the neg test, okay? And if a woman is doing this test to you, by the way, you lost frames somewhere in the beginning, because for them to even think this is acceptable is fucking crazy. But it happens to a lot of guys. A lot of guys will have a woman do what's called a neg test. And so they will tease you and neg you in a joking way. But the shit's not funny. And it's not a joke. And they're doing it to try and put you down, try to fuck with you. It is a test, okay? When they joke about the things you wear, for example, this is an example of a neg test. They'll be like, did you even try that shirt on before you bought it? Like, it doesn't even fit you, or like something like that. And then if you reply emotionally, they'll call you insecure. That's the cycle, right? Because if you reply emotionally and you're like, what are you talking about? Like, of course I tried it on. Well, they'll be like, why are you so mad? Why are you so insecure? They bait you. They try to bait you into being emotional. That's what they do. They're like kids. They just poke. And so you just gotta slam, okay? When this happens, by the way, it shouldn't. If it is, by the way, you lost frame in the beginning, but if it does, if a girl ever said that to me, for example, let's just run this through. If a girl ever said something about my clothes or the size or whatever, I would look at her in the face, maybe I'd pat her on the head, maybe I'd grab her by the neck and lean in and look at her, and I'd be like, this shirt fits perfectly. Okay, this shirt fits perfectly. What are they gonna do? They're gonna start laughing, they're gonna get a little nervous because I'm imposing my dominance on them. When I grab a woman by the neck, okay, what are they gonna do? You're really gonna nag me right now? No, fight or flight kicks in. And because they forget how powerful men are, okay? They forget how powerful you are over them. And so when you impose these little signs of physical dominance, obviously I'm not hurting her, but I'm reminding her of my power. And I do these little things, and then I make her laugh. She's not gonna fucking nag me anymore, because she's been reminded of the sheer domination I have over this girl. Number 4, flake test, or the reschedule test. Women will try to test you by flaking, by rescheduling, by being shady, etc. The worst thing you could do in this scenario is reward this behavior with more attention and more effort. It's the worst thing you can do. The only thing you can do, and again, this is another one of those tests where if she is doing this, your frame on the front end is there's something broken on the front end. If you want me to fix all of your dating issues, by the way, apply to work with me below. I'll change your fucking life. Not kidding. But if this is happening and she flakes, or she forgets, or she's like, I need to reschedule, and doesn't offer clear dates and clear times to reschedule, the worst thing you could do is put in more attention, reward the behavior, give more effort. That is a surefire way to put attraction from however low it is right now to 0 and have her walk and have 0 interest. The only way to shift the frame and the dynamic at this point is to take back all your attention and behavior, right? All of your effort, and only come from a busier position of strength. So if she flakes on you and says, hey, I'm sorry, like blah, 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 just like the message. Just back off for a while. Or say something along the lines of, oh, I'm actually so glad you had to reschedule. I actually forgot I had plans. You saved us. Thank you. Always be busier. Always be in a position of leverage. Always be in the frame of, I am in charge. I am in control. No matter how truthful that may be, that's how you have to play it. And you cannot seem bothered. Don't care. I'm busy too. Glad you had to reschedule because I also had some shit. We'll talk later. That's the only thing you can do in that situation. Number 5 is the jealousy trigger. If a woman is trying to make you jealous, that is a test to see how you'll react. Again, they're baiting you to be emotional so that they can get the power and then leave you. Welcome to the dark psychology of women. And so what a woman will do is she will try to make you jealous. She will say, oh, this guy came up to me. She will say, oh, I got this DM, and blah, 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 blah. She's trying to also increase her desirability in your eyes by making it really known to you that other men love her, and so therefore you should love her more because she's with you. Okay? So they'll do these things to you. And most guys will get jealous and fall for the trap. They will get jealous. They will feel the emotion. They will let it be seen. She won. In all of these tests, if you get emotional, you lose. You have to be stoic and detached. And so in these situations, the worst thing you could do is to be like, no, that's not right, blah, blah. He shouldn't have done, right? Emotional jealousy, blah, blah, blah. You don't get jealous at all. I don't care if she's your wife. Okay? You don't get jealous. You don't show the emotion. You keep it under wraps. So what you can do in this situation to handle this test is you can say something along the lines of, well, what did you say? How did you react? Put it back on them. I'd love to hear that. Oh, you went up to you. Nice. What did you say? How'd you react? Just curious. Let them talk. Let them dig themselves in a hole. Oh, nothing. I blah, 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 blah. And if they behaved well, or they said they behaved well, because we weren't there and we don't know, all we do is say, good job. Next conversation. Next topic. You reward them for good behavior. You don't engage. You don't act jealous. You simply put it on them. I'm not jealous, but I want to know how you behaved. Very simple. I don't care if this is early on or whatever. Even if you're not exclusive, do this jokingly, playfully, and say good job to reinforce this behavior. You need to condition their minds. If they're not, they will run wild and they will control you. And so us men need to know we can't get emotional. We can't fall for the test. We have to know how to handle it with poise and ease. And if you want me to make you a master of women in dating and female psychology, apply below to work with me one-on-one. This program will change your life well beyond dating for the rest of your life. Give you the skills to handle women in dating, for relationships, whatever it is that you want. And I also have a starter course below to make you more unreadable, to increase female attraction. I'll see you in the next video.